Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to WRC. And we are here in Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. This should be an absolutely brilliant event. My name is Jack. I'm your commentator. A pleasure to be with you here today. And this, I'm sure, I mean, the Japanese Grand Prix is always brilliant, isn't it? It's always an absolutely incredible race. So I'm sure we have got a real treat in store for you here today. We've got Brands Plays in the Twitch chat. We've got Crazy, Harry, Dex. We've got Jens in the TikTok chat. Benji as well. Welcome in, everybody, to qualifying here in Suzuka. And what a Grand Prix Suzuka always is. Jack plays in the live as well. We got Holly in the live as well. Welcome in, everybody. Jack coming in with the rose. Thank you very much, Jack, for the support, my friend. I do think I got that wrong, by the way. When I put my schedule in the chat, I'm doing 12, obviously, right now, 2. I don't believe there's a stream at 4. I want to say it's either not being streamed or we're doing a race rerun on the TikTok and on the Twitch. I'm then back commentating at 6 and 8. And as I say, we've got a special stream coming up for you at 10. I won't give away too many details, but what I will say is it's not racing. If you join us at 10, you won't be seeing any racing action. That is all I will say. I will leave it up to your imagination, and you'll be able to see once we go live tonight at 10. We've got Hi-Fi in the chat saying needed a rest from the 10 a.m. Spa race. It is very early. I must say, when I did the commentary yesterday at 10 in the morning, it was a struggle, and a lot of you could tell that I had just woken up when I was doing that. So Jens then makes his way onto the first lap in this qualifying session. Jack saying, so does that mean the social race is not being streamed? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I thought the 4 p.m. race just wasn't going ahead. But it might be a different commentator. It might not be streamed at all. To be honest, I don't have a clue. I'm sure that one of the admins or Mikey or someone will be able to provide that information during this stream. Mikey currently on an outlap, so maybe when he gets back into the pit lane, Mikey might have a second to let us know. But of course, if I get any info, I will let you know. Obviously, I'm streaming at 2 o'clock as well, pretty much straight after this event finishes. So yeah, we'll find out the information and we'll relay that to you as quickly as possible. Harry says a demolition derby. I don't think it's gonna be a demolition derby at 10, Harry. That would be pretty cool though. That would be pretty fun. Benji saying, JP, where were you? If you're on about the 10 a.m. race, I was in bed. Mikey saying, what info do you need, JP? Mikey, is the 4 p.m. race going ahead? Because I thought when we spoke last night, you said it had been cancelled. But a lot of people in the chat are assuming that the social race at 4 just isn't being streamed. So I don't know if it's a different commentator doing it, or if it's not going to be streamed and we're going to do a race rerun, or what the situation is with that, let's say, as Mikey makes his way through turn 1 on his lap then. We've currently got Luke M on provisional pole with a 1 minute 29.9, the only man in the 1 minute 29s at the moment. Angelo saying, JP, what's your schedule for today? I am commentating right now, obviously. I'm then back with you at 2 o'clock, so pretty much straight after this one. I've then got a bit of a break in the middle of the day. I'll be back with you at 6 p.m. Then I'll be with you at 8 p.m, so straight after the 6 p.m. race. And then we've got a little bit of a special stream coming for you at 10 p.m. I'm not going to disclose any info apart from the fact that it is not racing. It's racing related, but you won't be watching cars on track. That is all I will say. Hi-Fi saying, with socials, do you do tickets or just leave it as a kind of lesson learned? It completely depends, to be completely honest. Obviously, we have stewards monitoring every single race. Social races are basically... We run them for 2 reasons. Number 1 is that drivers want them. and drivers want to race as much as possible. So we run social races. And then 2 is because we're going into Season 5 in about 2 weeks' time, it gives us a good gauge for drivers' racecraft, drivers' pace, things like that, because obviously we have the realistic performance division. We kind of need to know who needs to be in the faster cars and slower cars, but all races do have stewards that will watch them. If someone is in an incident, we do advise you to clip the incident and send it to the stewards, make a ticket and send it to us. There won't be anything happening like 3-second penalties or 5-second penalties or anything like that that will change the result of a social race, but we will do things like, you know, if you're intentionally taken out or someone smashes into the side of your car, they'll be given a warning, or if it is that bad, they will just be immediately banned from the league. So you definitely have stewards, but it's not going to be the sort of thing like a real F1 league race where you're getting people 3-second penalties and the race results are going to change and all that sort of good thing. But I can assure you all races are officiated on. So if you are in a massive crash and you feel like you've been taken out of a race, please do open up a ticket and share that clip with us so we are able to take a bit of action. Brand's saying, I reckon something related to the full-time league at 10 PM. Brand's already coming in with the predictions. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing. I won't confirm or deny. I won't confirm or deny. Lily saying how it feels to know what the 10 PM stream is. You've got the disclosed information, undisclosed information there, Lily. There's a TG skill issue then into turn 1. Hi-Fi saying, okay, thank you, just wanted to know. Awesome. No problem at all. Any question, if I can answer it, I will answer it. Don't worry. I don't know all. There will be some stuff I probably don't know. But if I can answer your question, I most certainly will. Someone asking, is everyone driving with steering wheel or also with controller? It's a mix of both. I personally, when I race on controller. I'm pretty sure there's a few people in here that will be racing on a controller. I would say the majority is probably wheel drivers. I feel like it's kind of made a shift in the last at least year or two in league racing, that most people are using wheel over controller, but there are definitely still controller players that race in WRC. Benji saying, I joined the Discord, but I don't know what to do, JP. Help me. What is it you need help with, my friend? You're in the Discord. What is it you're trying to do? There's Mikey saying that's very close at the front. And if you look at the top left-hand side of your screen, you can see it is very close at the front. 29.9 for Mikey and for Luke. 30 flat for CB, Rigged, and Sean. We've got 5 drivers all in contention for pole position. And you could add Blake and Jens to that conversation as well. TG skill issue goes into 10th then, a 1:30.8 for him. We've now got Daniele. I want to pronounce that. If that's wrong, I do apologize. Benji saying either race or TP a team. We don't have team principals in the league, but if you want to race, obviously we're only doing social races at the minute. There should be some channels that say like 10 AM social race, 2 PM social race, things like that. Just register your attendance when they come up, and you will be able to race with us. That's all you need to do. Mikey's saying 3,500 followers today. Exactly that, Mikey. We are on the road to 3.5k. I think we only hit 3k about 2 or 3 days ago. And we are now already on the road to 4,000 followers. First milestone to get us there is 3,500. So if you are new to WRC and you haven't seen us before, make sure you drop a follow down below. We are racing at the very least 5 times a day, 7 days a week. So definitely get involved. We've got plenty of racing action coming your way. Mr. Bilski saying, I'm at work, but of course I'm here to see this for a bit. I so respect the commitment, Mr. Bilski. I respect that completely. Thank you very much for tuning in. Alexander saying, JP, be ready for some gifts. Oh, God. I feel like I should be nervous. KHR saying, are you commentating 10 PM? But technically, I'm not commentating. We're doing a bit of a special stream. at 10 p.m. It's not going to be racing. It's racing related, but it isn't actually racing. As Ollie Football now goes on to provisional pole then at 1 minute 29.2. It was close at the top, as said Mikey. But Ollie Football with a 29.2. That is very quick. Daniele goes to second place. Just 0.006 of a second quicker than F1 Mikey Boy, who will have the right of reply and is on a lap. Prix saying, where were you at the 10 a.m. race? The commentator was Sander. I was in bed, my friend. I'll be completely honest. At 10 in the morning, I was messaging Mikey and I was laying in bed and I was chilling. And I was very happy to be in bed and chilling. I believe Daniele has just picked up a 5-place grid penalty there for a collision with someone. We will check that after Mikey Boy's lap. He's coming towards the final chicane now. As F1 Mikey Boy then gets the power down, the Haas car. Can he get any closer to Ollie? Can he usurp Ollie? He can. Big improvement for F1 Mikey Boy, and it's back to being close at the front, ladies and gentlemen. Ollie thought he escaped. Mikey said, no. Let me remind you how we do this here. And the league owner flies to the top of the standings. KHR saying, wait, what? It's not the original race. No, the stream that we're doing at 10 p.m. is not a race. OG Attack saying, will the race be right after quali? Exactly that, my friend. There'll maybe be a 2-minute break between qualifying ending and the formation lap. And then the race will come up right for you. Mr. Bilski saying, I was so something last night. Threw up twice and watched WRC before sleeping. Oh, God, Mr. Bilski, I do hope you're doing all right, my friend. Hope you are feeling better today. KHR saying, so what have I signed up for? I want to race. To be honest, I don't believe the attendance was meant to be out. Obviously, we're still in the process of figuring it out. The 10 p.m. stream hasn't actually got a full-on structure yet. So I'm sure I'm sure announcements will come up today throughout the course of the day, basically explaining to everyone in the server what is going on tonight with the 10 p.m. stream, also what's going on with the 4 p.m. stream. So I'm sure you will get all the info in due course. It is something we're still trying to put together, so maybe try and have a little bit of patience with us. But hopefully, by the end, or by the start, sorry, of the 2 p.m. stream, we will know exactly what's happening. You will all know what's happening. So there isn't any sort of confusion at all. Alexander saying, so the social race at 10 p.m. won't be streamed. I'm not 100% sure. I will let you know when that info is provided to me. Jens is now in 3rd place. We've got Daniele currently in 4th, but on another lap time. We've got Damon in the chat. Welcome in, Damon. Good to see you, my friend. Mr. Bilski saying, I'm working a 7-hour shift today. I'm a unit. It's okay. Best of luck, Mr. Bilski. You are definitely trucking on there. Agent 007 saying, having coffee to wake me up. Honestly, I could do with a coffee. You can probably hear it in my voice. I'm still a little bit asleep. There is still a little part of me that is in my bed snoozing away. So that's mainly why I might sound a little bit tired today. But don't worry, we're here live and in living colour for the Japanese Grand Prix qualifying. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left as Daniele looks to come through the final corner and try and snatch provisional pole away. Can't do that. Is down on their lap and will finish their lap. Staying in 4th. 3 minutes and 30 left of this session. KHR saying, does 10 p.m. have something to do with F1? Technically, yes. Technically, it's got something to do with F1. That is for sure. Mr. Bilski saying, I could do with a bed and a paracetamol. Honestly, I'm not surprised. I do really wish you the best of luck during your work day today, my friend. That is long. That is very, very long. About 3 minutes left of qualifying then, ladies and gentlemen. F1 Mikey Boy on Ollie Football currently at the top. We've got Sean, who's just gone into 3rd place. The question is, when will the drivers make their way out as Daniele's actually going for another lap, or is maybe on an in-lap here. I would assume on an in-lap. Rigged is on an in-lap or an out-lap. We've got Luke, who's just gone into 6th place. If you are looking to join the league, I will paste the link to our website in the TikTok chat. Paste that link into your web browser, whether that be Google Chrome. I'm trying to think what the web browsers are there. I don't know, Firefox. Post that into your web browser and join our website. That will give you the link to the Discord. Mr. Bilski saying the person who was meant to be in to help me is not in, so I'm alone doing a 2 or 3 man job. It just gets worse for you, Mr. Bilski, doesn't it? I'm not hearing any good news here at all. Alexander saying, JP, how do you manage to do all the graphics and stuff for the live streams? Is it easy? It is relatively easy. I mean, if you really want to, it's as simple as asking ChatGPT to generate you an image, to be completely honest. Obviously, on this screen, all we've got at the bottom is the little WRC want to join the racing action thing. That isn't the sort of thing that's very hard to make. If you're on about the things like stream starting soon screen, or up next Grand Prix screen, or whatever it may be, you can hire a graphic designer. You can ask ChatGPT to make you an image. As Luke goes into 5th place then, Sean's saying he doesn't have an updated setup, is currently in 3rd, but is out of this session as we get in to the final part of qualifying then. Ollie Football will set his lap first. It will be Mikey that will have the right of reply to him. The question is that what Mikey would prefer? Personally, when I'm racing, I would rather be behind the guy that I'm against for pole. I would want to know what I've got to beat. But is that the way that Mikey will feel as Ollie comes into the final chicane then, and the Cadillac driver sets off on his final lap? Might get a little bit of a slipstream here from the Audi car ahead of him. Is definitely looking to duck into the slipstream and is doing so. The Audi ahead of him doesn't appear to be on a lap. The battery flashing into turn 1. Is Ollie Football getting a little bit held up here through the S's? May have got a little bit of dirty air through turn 1. And will that have compromised the Cadillac's first sector? Through the S's we go with Ollie Football then. You'll see the sector 1 split in the top right hand side of your screen. Is it improvement for the Cadillac driver? Because qualifying is now over. These laps matter and he's 2/10 up. Through the first sector is the Cadillac. Ollie Football looking to dip into the 1 minute 28s and secure himself pole position. But he is against F1 Mikey Boy. And that is one of the only men that you definitely would not want to be against. Rigged in 3rd place. He's gone up to 3rd with his latest lap. Won't be doing another one, I don't believe. As Ollie Football then, through Spoon Curve we go. What's the middle sector split? He comes to the exit of Spoon and now makes his way towards 130R. Middle sector split will flash up. And he is 3.5 tenths up. Ollie Football absolutely flying on this lap then. To the final chicane we go. Can Ollie Football try and take pole position? It most certainly looks like he's on the lap to do it at this moment. Ollie Football across the line then does take pole position back, but Mikey has the right to reply, but it doesn't look like Mikey is able to improve on this lap. The Haas driver, it's the 2 American outfits against each other for top spot in qualifying. Can Mikey knock Ollie Football back down? No, he can't. Mikey can't improve. Jens gets up into 6th, CB up into 5th. Sean stays in 4th place. I believe everyone has set their lap. Brands comes to the line. He improves by a 2nd. And that is qualifying over, ladies and gentlemen. Ollie Football takes a last gasp pole position. It's F1 Mikey Boy in 2nd place with Rigged in 3rd. Sean Cox is 4th with CB lining up 5th. Ju Jens in 6th with Luke M in 7th place. Daniele in 8th with Not Brownie in 9th. And Blake Zilla lines up in 10th. Well, that got very intense and very close in qualifying. But it's Ollie Football that takes top spot then. And the Cadillac driver will start the Japanese Grand Prix from the best place possible. We just await TG Rob to get wheeled back into the pit lane. And that is qualifying over, ladies and gentlemen. A very tense, close session. And it was Ollie Football that stood at the top of it. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. An incredible race coming up for you. The Japanese Grand Prix is up next. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to the action here at Suzuka. And we are all lined up and ready then for the Japanese Grand Prix. Ollie Football on pole. It's mediums for the top 5. Jens starts on the soft compound tyre. Jens saying he needs an invite in the Twitch chat. Sorry I didn't see that earlier, Jens. I do apologise. We will get you back in the lobby now. Where are you on my friends list? Do I have you added, Jens? If I don't, which it doesn't look like I do, add me on EA, my friend. It is Jack Patient Comms. Oh, you're in already. Okay, perfect, Jens. Apologies I didn't see you earlier. Very glad you are back in the session. Alexander saying, JP, what's the most amount of gifts you've got from someone? Be honest, I wouldn't know. We've had a lot of people come in and gift. I would say the biggest day we had is when someone dropped a Galaxy and then Mikey dropped a Galaxy. So we had back-to-back Galaxies in that stream. That was very cool. I would probably say that that was the biggest stream we've had in terms of gifts. But end of the day, we don't ask for gifts. Do you know what I mean? If people send gifts, we do really, really, really appreciate them. But we appreciate all the support that we get, whether that's people viewing, people liking the stream, people sending gifts, people watching on Twitch, people subbing on Twitch, gifting subs on Twitch, whatever it may be. We appreciate everyone's support. Rigged saying he also needs an invite. Do I have you added, Rigged? I believe I do. Let's go down the friends list once more. I can't see you either, Rigged. See if you can add me. Jack Patient Comms. F1 Yuki saying, how do I take control again? Hover over your car. Press A or X, depending on if you're on controller, on PlayStation or Xbox, and then it should pop up with a button saying take control. Longneck saying, hey JP, what track is 2 PM? I'm not sure, to be completely honest. You would have to check the attendance channel, I believe. As we line up on the grid then, still got a few people coming through 130R. Rigged saying, what's your EA? It's Jack Patient Comms. JackPatientComms. Doug saying, are you commentating the 2 PM race? I am indeed. Straight after this event, as look at Mikey pointing towards Ollie Football. He wants to get a good run off this start and get straight towards the Cadillac driver. And we are all ready then for the Japanese Grand Prix. The engines roar to life then in Suzuka. 5 red lights ahead of the drivers and we can go racing for the Japanese Grand Prix. Ollie gets away well from pole. Mikey not had a good start at all. As Sean on the inside line is going to look to try and lead this race on the inside of Ollie Football. Ollie hangs it around the outside. Sean gets a little bit of a tank slapper on. That allows Mikey back through into second place. Sean, though, in ghost mode, is riding with Mikey in third. Has to settle for third for the time being. It's CB in fourth place with Jens now in fifth. Not Brownie is sixth with Greco in seventh place. Not Brownie now making a move on the Williams. As really wide there goes Blake through and towards the first deck. We go and again wide goes the Red Bull driver, and it's going to fall down to 9th place. Maybe make that 10th, as look, we're nearly 4 abreast going into the hairpin on lap 1 here. 3 wide between a couple of the V-Carbs and Audi. A little bit of contact between them, but it looks like everyone's got through cleanly. Top Fox is a little bit wayward at the back. I don't believe there's any damage, but has spun a little bit at some point. As Ollie Football then continues to lead this race, we will quickly get rigged back into the session and make sure that he can get racing with us once more. Where are you rigged on the friends list? There you are. Let's get you back in, my friend. As at the end of lap 1 then, Ollie Football leads the Japanese Grand Prix. It's F1 Mikey Boy in second place with the overtake boost, looking to try and gain on the Cadillac driver, as we've got a virtual safety car, and Maximizer has had a bit of a moment out of Spoon Curve and towards 130R. Bowmeister is out of the race as well. Bowmaster, should I say, sorry, is out of the Grand Prix. I wonder if that was contact with Maximizer. The virtual safety car deployed on lap 2 then. Ollie Football is your leader. Mikey really did not get a good initial getaway off the line. Managed to hold second place as through turn 1 and 2 we went. Sean was the man that got a great start. Looked at one point like he was going to take the lead of the Grand Prix from, I think it was 3rd or 4th on the grid. But just went into ghost mode and got swallowed up by everyone else. Still running in 3rd place as we go back to green flags then. And it's Ollie Football that will continue leading. We've got LM and Solar in the chat. Welcome in, guys. We've got Autumnal Wind. We've got Scooters. We've got Andre in the chat as well. Welcome in, everybody. A little bit of contact, it sounds like, behind us. And we've got a yellow flag. And that's Ju Jens, who is in the barriers at the hairpin. The Williams driver, is there any damage on the front wing? I can't see anything for now. We'll try and get an off-board shot when he comes back onto the circuit. The Williams driver will continue on in this race. Is there any damage to that front wing? It doesn't look like it, so he will be able to continue racing. Kian in the chat as well. Welcome in, Kian. Good to see you, my friend. As we move towards lap 3, then another yellow flag. That's for Maximizer, who has had a moment all on his own in the middle sector. Mikey is gaining then on Ollie Football, but the straight here, not very long. Ollie saving the battery. Mikey's going to look for the move, is he? A little bit of a late move by Ollie. Mikey not able to duck out of the slipstream. But Mikey giving it everything to try and get through. Lunar Eclipse saying, when can we get Lucas versus Solar in a social? I'm sure we will see it very, very soon. As Mikey continues chasing Ollie then, as we've got another yellow flag, and Maximizer has again had a moment through Spoon Curve, is really struggling with that car as Mikey is giving everything to try and get through on Ollie Football. We've got 82 of you in the chat as Sean, with an opportunist move towards the hairpin we go, takes second place away from Mikey. Mikey's so concerned about attacking, he may have forgot to defend a little bit, and look in the rear view mirrors. Sean in the McLaren takes advantage and snatches second place away. Mikey burning a lot of battery to try and get back ahead of the McLaren. Alexander saying, are red flags enabled? They most certainly are, but they are quite rare in the Formula 1 game. Kian saying, when are you on comms today, JP? Obviously right now. I'm then back with you at 2 p.m. I'm then with you at 6 and 8 p.m. as well. And then we've got a little bit of a special stream lined up for you at 10 p.m. It will not be a race. That is all I will say. We've got Bo in the chat as well. Welcome in, Bo. Saying totally didn't crash. Definitely not the best start to life in the Japanese Grand Prix for you, but I'm sure you will come back stronger. That is for sure. There's another yellow flag, and again, Maximizer is struggling as Mikey does get through then on Sean, as CB now looking towards the outside line, not able to make the move. Mikey sets after Ollie once again. Lunar Eclipse saying, special stream, question mark. Yes, indeed. I won't be giving you any information, but it is not racing. That is all I will say. Yellow flags as Maximizer again is struggling. Maximizer really not having a good Japanese Grand Prix so far, as Mikey towards the hairpin is gaining on Ollie Football, not able to make a move. And Ollie, I must say, the one thing that has impressed me with Ollie recently, he's a new driver to WRC. And the one thing that has surprised me is when he is in the lead of the race, I'm almost going to start calling him the sponge, because he soaks up pressure so well. He knows how to lead a Grand Prix. He knows how to stay in the lead of a Grand Prix. He's an incredible driver when at the front. As we make our way into the final chicane and we go towards lap 5 of 27. Ollie Football versus F1 Mikey Boy. Is the Haas driver able to make his way through? Ollie Football still in the lead of this race. Mikey running out of battery towards turn 1 we go. Mikey switches to the inside very late. The Cadillac and Haas bang wheels, but Mikey is now through into the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix. What an overtake from F1 Mikey Boy. Got the elbows out when he needed to. And just as we're saying that Ollie knows how to lead a race, we've now got to ask the question, does he know how to overtake? Because he's currently in second. He's looking for it on the outside of the first Degner. Is he able to get through? Yes, he is. Ollie Football back into the lead here at Suzuka. Mikey going to deploy the battery though. Towards the hairpin we go. Very close to contact between the Cadillac and the Haas. Ollie runs it in deep, and CB goes into the back of F1 Mikey Boy and tags the Haas car round. CB waits to let Mikey through. He does the gentlemanly and sportsmanlike thing. But F1 Mikey Boy now down to 5th place. That leaves Sean right behind Ollie Football as we make our way towards 130R corner. It was contact between CB and Mikey. CB tagging the rear end of the Haas car. And it was Mikey that went round. Maximizer has retired from the race and left the session as we begin lap 6 then. Ollie versus Sean in the battle for the lead, and Ollie has ran out of battery. So what can the McLaren driver do? He's going to look to go round the outside, is he? Not enough grip, but as we move further through turn 1, it looked for a second that Sean would be able to get through, but not at the moment. LM is asking for an invite, so we'll get him back in the lobby. And as we get him back in the lobby, you can see that Ollie is still leading this race, and not Brownie, right in behind the McLaren and the Cadillac. Kian saying, no one asked, how are you today, JP? I'm very well, thank you, Kian. I do appreciate you asking. Hope you're doing well as well, my friend. Hope the little man and the missus are all good as well. As Sean is looking towards the hairpin, then he's going down the inside. Is the McLaren driver. The Cadillac forced onto the outside line, but that is technically the racing line. Through that hairpin, Sean runs off the road in his pursuit of Ollie and isn't able to get through. But towards Spoon Curve we go. Sean using the battery. Cadillac just able to brake a bit later. Now on the inside of Spoon is Sean. On the exit, Ollie has about half a car length ahead. Now a full car length ahead as the McLaren and the Cadillac have a drag race down to 130R. And it's Ollie Football that remains in the lead, but now to the outside of the final chicane. Can the McLaren get through? Ollie placing that car exactly where it needs to be and not allowing the McLaren any sort of overtaking space, as we've got a yellow flag, and that's Ju Jens that's had a bit of a moment. As here comes Sean then. Ollie's going to run out of battery. Sean is gaining towards the Cadillac. Towards turn 1 we go. And Sean still not able to get through. Ollie placing that car exactly where it needs to be, not making any sort of mistake whatsoever to allow Sean to capitalize on. And this is what I mean about Ollie. He soaks up the pressure. And when he's in the lead of a Grand Prix, looks absolutely commanding out in front. Kian saying we've currently got the stream on TV, eating lunch and watching this. I hope you're having a good lunch, Kian. Hope you've got some good grub. As there in the background was Greco Theo. Into the barriers is a lapped car and has found his way into the wall and picked up some damage. Will get going once again in this race, as Not Brownie is now looking like challenging Sean. In towards Spoon Curve we go. Jens comes into the pit lane and retired from the session. And that leaves Ollie, Sean and Not Brownie out in front. Mikey about 5 seconds off this top 3 fight. As we've got someone in the Twitch chat asking, could I get an invite to the Discord? Type in !Discord in the Twitch chat, my friend, and it will send you a link to the Discord immediately. Many yellow flags flying, as I believe that may have been Fabian that had a bit of an issue. CB gets through on skill issue and up into 5th place. As here we go then with Sean towards turn 1. Is he able to make his way through? Gaining on the Cadillac, but not quickly enough. Not Brownie still running in 3rd. F1 Mikey Boys 4th with CB right behind him in 5th. We've already seen these two make contact once today. Surely it won't happen again. Mercedes versus Haas car. And CB challenging in behind on the American team. But Mikey got that all under control for the time being, as Greco is the latest driver to come into the pit lane and retire from the session. We've got Ollie Football in the lead then from Sean. Towards the hairpin we go. Is anyone thinking about using a bit of battery? Going for a little bit of a Daniel Ricciardo-esque dive bomb. It doesn't look like it. Sean happy to sit in behind Ollie for the time being, but has saved a lot of battery in doing so. And Ollie may be under pressure on the run towards 130R as we go through Spoon Curve on lap 8 of 27. And Sean a little bit understeery through there. That's going to provide Ollie with a better exit. Look at Not Brownie on the rear end of the McLaren. Red Bull and McLaren fighting each other. We've seen this script before. And towards 130R we go. Is Not Brownie going to look down the inside? He just has to back out of it. Doesn't want to cause an airplane crash into the final couple of corners. As we move towards lap 9 then. It's Ollie Football from Sean. Not Brownie in 3rd place. And these drivers really scrapping away here. As look at Sean right on the back of the Cadillac. Towards turn 1 we go. Is the McLaren able to get through? He is on the inside line. It was a late move by Sean, who takes the lead of the race. But does Ollie have the grip round the outside? They're wheel to wheel through the S's. Brilliant racing action. And Sean finally muscles his way through and into the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix. It's been coming for a while. Ollie has soaked up the pressure, but the Cadillac driver eventually had to concede. Sean now leads here in Japan. Mikey slowly but surely gaining on this fight as well. He's definitely not out of contention, as down the inside of the hairpin goes Ollie Football. It was a massive dive bomb by the Cadillac driver, but it caught Sean off guard, and Ollie Football retakes the lead. What a move here in Japan into the hairpin. I wasn't expecting it. Sean most certainly was not expecting it. And Ollie Football back into the lead. What a move from Ollie Football. Naraku saying, does this league have different tiers? It most certainly does. This is a social race that you are watching right now, so not competitive. This isn't for championship points or anything like that. As Sean still right on the back of Ollie Football. Out to the final corner we go then, and we race towards turn 1, and the McLaren is very close to the back of the Cadillac. The Cadillac also has run out of battery. Sean is gaining to the outside line. Goes the McLaren driver. Who's going to be last for the late breakers then? Looks like it's going to be Sean. Round the outside. Goes the McLaren onto the curb and gets the move done once more into the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix. Great overtake from Sean through the turn 1 and 2 complex, and through the S's we go. Now look at Not Brownie on the back of Ollie Football. Has been saving his battery. Has got the overtake boost as well. This is an incredible fight for the lead here in Japan. 3 cars involved in the fight as F1 Mikey Boy has come into the pit lane then and is looking for the undercut on the leaders. We know that Mikey kind of got swiped out of this fight by CB down at the hairpin. 3.1 seconds is the gap between the 3 leaders and CB. Aviation in the Twitch chat as well. We've got Charlie in the Twitch chat. Welcome in, guys. Good to see you here today. As Ollie Football down the inside through Spoon Curve. Ollie making moves where you would never expect it. Towards 130 we go. Are we going to be wheel to wheel? Ollie Football just gets a car length ahead and gets himself into the lead of the race once more, but has used a lot more battery than the McLaren driver as we go into the final chicane. Are we going to see any pit stops on this lap? No, we're not. Not Brownie going to come into the pit lane. How's the undercut going to work for the Red Bull as Sean is gaining once more on Ollie Football? Just doesn't look close enough as we go into turn 1 to think about making a move. Cadillac versus McLaren. It's been brilliant driving from the pair of them. Very clean, very safe. And these two, I can assure you, very, very quick. F1 Mikey Boy currently in 10th then. Will gain a few more positions from people being in the pit lane. Will he gain on Not Brownie? No, he will not. Not Brownie out in 6th. Bat Owl in 7th place. And then we've got Mikey in 8th. The question is, can Mikey try and reinsert himself in this fight? With Sean and Ollie staying out, I do think Not Brownie is going to take the lead of this race. And these two may even fall behind Mikey. And that will get Mikey straight back into the fight with the leaders. We think this race is going to be a one-stop. If they can take the mediums 10 laps, why can't they take the hards another 17? That is my guess. As Ollie gets a little bit out of shape. And towards 130 we go. The McLaren is gaining towards the outside line. He's going to have to go. Ducks back into the slipstream. And the McLaren not able to find a way through to the final chicane we go. Looking round the outside. That gap was always pinching close. As Ollie and Sean then come into the pit lane. So where's Not Brownie? He's just coming towards 130R. The Red Bull driver. This is crucial for the complexion of this race as Sean and Ollie pit. CB stays out and takes the lead. Can Not Brownie get ahead of the McLaren and get ahead of the Cadillac? They come into their pit boxes. Where are the cars? You can see them on the right-hand side. Now the left-hand side of your screen. Not Brownie is going to take the lead here in Japan, is he? He gets out ahead of Sean. Ollie Football just emerges in the net lead. But Not Brownie, with that undercut, has undercut the McLaren of Sean. Will have fired up tyres as well. And Not Brownie going for the race win here today. Ollie Football on the medium. So Ollie Football guaranteed 2-stopping in this race. And that could really change this race as Mikey gets through into 5th then. And is now just 0.8 of a second off of this battle he was punted out of. So Mikey, with the undercut, has now rejoined the lead fight. But with Ollie guaranteed 2-stopping in this race now, Brownie, Sean and Mikey can all one-stop if they can make the tyres last. How crucial is this going to be? Ollie is gaining away from Not Brownie. 1.3 seconds. That is the difference in the tyres. As Aviation says, haven't seen Albon Lover in a while. No, Albon Lover hasn't raced for a while, I don't believe. Not for a couple of days at least. As Sean is right on the back of Not Brownie. Towards the final chicane we go. Last of the late breakers is the Red Bull driver. And he stays in the position for the time being. But Sean right behind the Red Bull as we go down the main straight. Not Brownie, doesn't have any battery to use either. And Sean flies through into third place. Mikey still on the back of this fight as well. And in the fight for the lead. But Ollie Football is scampering on away here. The question is, can Ollie get the gap to Sean, Brownie and Mikey that he will need? He will come out of the pit lane on fresher tyres. That is a thing we've got to remember. He doesn't need a gap to be able to pit and come out in the lead. He just needs to be close enough to Sean, Brownie and Mikey to then be able to attack them with the amount of laps that he will leave himself left. We're on lap 13 of 27. KHR saying, what is CB doing? Evidently looking for a massive overcut in this race. He's gone 12 laps on the medium compound tyres. He's going to look to try and attack from the behind of the cars ahead. It's CB that leads at the moment and no indication that he is coming into the pit lane. Aviation saying, surprised me to not see Scooters here. That's a very good point. Scooters does race a lot as CB then comes into pit. And the Mercedes driver will hand over the lead to Ollie Football. TTV Kian saying we're up to a 41 watch streak. That is absolutely massive from Kian. Really do appreciate the support, my friend. One of WRC's fan favourite drivers. Charlie saying, am I seeing this correctly? 4 DNFs on lap 1. I don't know. They weren't all on lap 1. I don't think there was any retirements on lap 1, to be completely honest. I think Bo retired on lap 2. Maximizer was about lap 4. And then Jens and Greco, I believe, retired together on about lap 8 or something, if I'm not mistaken. Is Jack saying, can anyone give me an invite back? Aviation showing their support for TTV Kian. It's a 42 watch streak, not a 41 watch streak. But that makes all the difference, doesn't it, Kian? Jack Plays needs an invite. We'll get Jack back in the lobby. There you are, Jack. As Mikey gets ahead of Not Brownie then. Towards the hairpin we go. Mikey using a bit more battery, but is now 1.5 seconds off of Sean. And that could be massive as well. Mikey versus Sean in this race. We assume when Ollie comes into the pit lane, that is going to be the battle for the lead. Sean versus Mikey, and the gap now 1.6 seconds. Mikey burning all of his battery to try and gain on the McLaren driver, but he's not going to get the overtake boost on this lap. Not Brownie most certainly will, and will have plenty more battery as we make our way on to lap 15 then. And it's Sean in second place. Mikey's third, but has run out of battery. And look how much Brownie is gaining. Towards turn 1 we go. He's just not close enough to make a move. Aviation saying, not sure if I'll have time to watch that, but I'll try. We will be back live at 2 p.m. I'd say probably about half an hour, 20 minutes after this race concludes. We've still got 12 laps of this Grand Prix to go. It's Ollie that is your leader. Sean in second place with Mikey in third and Brownie in fourth place. Charlie saying, what's the bet with a Kian podium today then? Honestly, I'm happy to run it back for today, Kian. Ice bath if you get a podium. I'm happy to run that back. That's not a problem to me, my friend. It's Not Brownie. Still continuing on after Mikey. Mikey is losing a bit of time to Sean here. Sean not losing that much time to Ollie Football. The gap has kind of stagnated at about 2.5 seconds. And that could also be crucial for this race, as Sean will be the leader when Ollie comes into the pit lane. CB manages to get through on top Fox as we make our way into 130R. Brownie battling away with Mikey. Not able to make the move, but will have the overtake boost now down the main straight. And will Not Brownie be able to get through on the Haas car? He is gaining in the slipstream towards turn 1. Mikey forced defensive. Places the Haas in the perfect position And not Brownie, not able to get through. Ian said, sweet, run it back. I get a podium 5-minute ice bath. Sounds good to me, my friend. Ian saying, guess where we are at 2 p.m. It's got to be one of your favourite tracks, hasn't it? Is it, I don't know, Miami? Is it Madrid? Brazil! Of course it's Brazil. Kian on the hunt for a podium finish. Interlagos, definitely one of his best tracks. And that will be very entertaining coming up after this race. Ian saying, last time I raced, I got P6. I am very much looking forward to that, my friend. Lap 16 of 27 then. Ollie Football about to move on to lap 17. We've got a yellow flag. I can't see any cars stationary. Kian saying, every time I've raced at Brazil, I've never finished outside the top 10. So Kian with a very good hit rate at the Interlagos circuit. Will we see some more impressive driving from Kian in the 2 p.m. social? Brownie gaining once again, but not able to get through. We've got one of the Haas cars. No, that was rigged. That has had a moment at the final corner. Top Fox is into the pit lane. Started on the hard compound tyres and now comes into the box for the medium compound tyres. It's the gap now between Mikey and Sean, 2.3 seconds. Let's get some predictions in the chat then, ladies and gentlemen. Who do we think is going to take top spot in this race? You've got Ollie that currently leads, but has a penalty and is guaranteed 2-stopping. You've got Sean in second place, Mikey in third, not Brownie in fourth. Who do we think is winning this Grand Prix? We've got Dr. Ducky saying Twitch Brands to win the race. Charlie saying Ollie will slip up and Sean will take the win. It looks like a lot of people are backing Sean to win this Grand Prix. He's currently in second place. Has the option open for a 1-stop as well if he wants. Ollie is guaranteed 2-stopping as Brownie does get through then on F1 Mikey Boy. That move has been coming for some laps. And you can see the gap between Sean and Ollie coming down. Sean now sets the fastest lap of the race, so the medium tyres potentially starting to die off. We'll have a look at how big the penalty is. It's only a 3-second penalty. But that will be costing the Cadillac driver. Not Brownie. Running in third then. Mikey not able to get the move back into turn 1. And the Haas driver now got to try and think of some sort of game plan to get back ahead of the Red Bull. Degner 1 isn't the start of that plan. Stays behind for the time being, maybe towards the hairpin. Mikey gonna push onwards. Doesn't look like it. Saving the battery. As the gap now between Sean and Ollie is under a second. So most certainly the medium tyres starting to go off in this race as Mikey gets through then on Not Brownie into Spoon Curve. And that move, to be honest, I did not see that coming. Neither of them were really using any battery or deploying. And Mikey gets straight through, but Not Brownie gonna look to take the position back immediately again. And F1 Mikey Boy not able to fight it. Not Brownie through into third place, but he's used a lot of battery as towards the final chicane we go. Mikey takes advantage of the old yo-yo racing and gets back through as Ollie then comes into the pit lane. It's hard compound tyres to the end of this Grand Prix for the Cadillac driver. The big issue for him, though, is he's not got the gap, really, to come into the pit lane. He's going to come out in 7th. He will have to overtake Rigged, Skill Issue, CB, Brownie, Mikey, and Sean, and then pull a 3-second gap if he wants to win this race. He has got much fresher tyres. And he definitely has the pace. But it doesn't seem like this two-stop strategy is the correct way to go. It's one thing to catch a car. It's another thing to overtake a car. It's then another thing to pull a 3-second gap because you've got yourself a penalty. So Ollie Football has given himself it all to work against. The question is, can he still come out on top? First car he's got to try and overtake is rigged as F1 Mikey Boy now picks up a 3-second time penalty. And that's going to drop him off the podium here. If CB keeps gaining on this fight, which he is, Alexander comes in with the rose. Thank you very much, Alexander, for the gift in the TikTok. Charlie saying, who was on comms just before you, JP? I think it was Sander, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure. I believe it was Sander who was doing like a trial commentary to see if it was something he would be interested in the future. As Alexander comes in with another rose. Thank you very much for the... Alexander now coming in with 50 roses. My word. Thank you very much, Alexander, for the gifts, my friend. I do really appreciate it. The support, absolutely crazy. From Alexander. Aviation saying, I love how good these people drive. I cannot keep it that clean through 130R. The standards in this league are very good, I must say. WRC. Definitely good standards. Definitely very good racing. Lunar Eclipse saying, if I drop a Galaxy, could I get premium? You might as well just get premium, Luna. At the end of the day, you'll probably save money. You might as well just buy a month premium, my friend. Ian saying, JP, it was Sander in Spa. Yes, it was Sander then that was commentating at 10 a.m. Luna says, don't want to pay monthly. Buy the lifetime premium then. There you go. Samut coming in with the rose as well. Thank you very much, Samut, for the support on TikTok. It's not Brownie. It is still gaining on the back of F1 Mikey Boy. We've got CB in 4th. It's Skill Issue in 5th with Rigged right behind him. Ollie is not gaining at the rate of knots that he would want to. Andrew saying, I'm waiting for the Tuesday new wheel stand and I'll get to race with you guys. Looking forward to it, Andre. Will be good to see you driving in the league, hopefully towards the top spots. Monkey says, Ollie's only gaining a lap. Might not even get 6th. Exactly that. This man we're on board with. He's not gaining much at all. I think he came out and the gap was 4.8 seconds. He came out 2-3 laps ago. The gap now only 2.6. And that is even with Rigged and Skill Issue fighting away ahead of him as well. So Ollie, it definitely looks like he has made the wrong choice in this race as Rigged and Skill Issue continue their battle. Audi versus Williams. The Audi pulling towards the inside as we make our way towards Spoon. Is not able to get through. Ollie Football now picks up another 3-second time penalty. Ollie might even finish 7th in this race. You can see the penalties. 6 seconds now as Rigged gets through on TG. He's going to get stuck battling these cars with a 6-second penalty. This is not going to work out for him as Mikey flies back through into 2nd place, albeit he's got the 3-second penalty as well. Ollie hasn't gained any time in the last lap. The gap was 2.6 through the S's on the last lap. It's 2.6 now. Ollie isn't gaining any time. He's picked up a 6-second penalty. Ollie Football has thrown away what could have been a victory here in the Japanese Grand Prix. Aviation saying, one of my friends got broken up with, so I'm watching this as an excuse to not help, to not care. Damn, Aviation. That's a bit mean, don't you think? Go and help your friend. As Alexander says, if Kian gets a podium today, I'll gift another 50. Kian, that's a lot of pressure on you, my friend. That is a lot of pressure on your shoulders. As Brownie and Mikey continue fighting towards 130R we go. Is Mikey looking around the outside at 130R? Yes, he is. What an overtake from F1 Mikey boy. Round the outside. At 130R, bravery and commitment. Absolutely incredible stuff from the Haas driver. CB is now also joining this fight as well. This is incredible racing between the Haas and the Red Bull. Meanwhile, Ollie is now pulling the gap back again. It's now 1.6 seconds. But Ollie has really just thrown away what could have been a Grand Prix lead to battle away for 7th place. We're on lap 23 then of this Japanese Grand Prix. F1 Mikey boy in 2nd place. Sean is your leader by 6 seconds. Look at CB all over the back of the Red Bull. Not Brownie. Very aggressive defense. Did he brake there? Not Brownie. CB very lucky to not have front wing damage. Monkey saying you got to think about it though. If he even gets past the 2 battling cars, he had 9 seconds to climb in 4 laps. And that is a very good point. Ollie now within the overtake boosters. CB gets through on Not Brownie and up into 3rd place. Here's Ollie Football then, involved in the battle with Rigged and with TG Skill Issue. Nearly went into the back of the Williams there. Aviation saying that friend is now also watching this. I convinced her the breakup was her ex's fault. In brackets, it wasn't. Aviation, you are a terrible friend. A terrible friend. As Ollie looks around the outside and is off the road then. The Cadillac driver, we said, would be battling away. And Ollie off the road at turn 1. That does not help him in any way, shape or form. And Ollie Football stuck in 7th place with the 6-second penalty as well. The Cadillac driver, as he now goes into the back of Skill Issue as well. As now down the inside goes Ollie. Tries to take the position. Skill Issue on the switchback. Ollie, this is really not working out for him. As Ollie gets through into 6th then, ahead of Skill Issue. Now we'll have to try and get past Rigged, who's pulled a 1.2 second gap, as CB into 130R now gets past and into 2nd place. Aviation saying at least we got another viewer. She's in the TikTok. I find this soothing. Well, thank you very much, Aviation. I do appreciate you recommending the stream to your friends. Hopefully they are enjoying. As F1 Mikey boy braking very late and into turn 1 we go. Mikey giving it everything to get back into 2nd. The Haas driver not able to get through. Leah Via saying, commentator, do you think I'm a cutie patootie? I'm not going to answer that question. I have a girlfriend. But, I mean, I guess I appreciate the question. Somewhat. I guess. Bit of a weird comment, but... yeah, I guess. Nice. Yeah. Anyway, back to the racing action, which is what we're meant to be commentating. It's CB that's currently in 2nd. Aviation says JP discomfort stands. Exactly that. What kind of question is that on an F1 League racing stream? What am I hearing? Bro's baffled. I actually am. I'm sat here. It's 1 in the afternoon. just come here to commentate some great F1 league racing. What am I hearing, ladies and gentlemen? Anyway, we move on to the penultimate lap of this race. Sean in the lead. CB in second, 7 seconds back. F1 Mikey Boy in third. Has the 3-second penalty. As Ollie picks up another penalty and is off the road through the final corner. He's into the barriers. He's so lucky to not pick up damage, but Ollie Football now down to 7th place. Oh my word. Ollie Football has completely and utterly bottled it. Lunar Eclipse saying, who's the best female driver in WRC? To be honest, I don't know how many female drivers there are. And to be honest, I wouldn't know who they are. I don't really care if you're a male or female. As long as you're not a... what's a good word that I can use? As long as you're not silly on the track, then I really don't care, to be honest. As long as you race clean and you race fair, what does it matter if you're a man, woman, or whatever in between? Ollie in 7th place then. He's falling back. Ollie Football, he's pulling to the inside. Ollie's given up. He's not even going to take 7th place in this race. Jay saying JP with the safe responses. It's true though, honestly. That is my personal opinion. At the end of the day, who cares what you are, whether you're black, white, male, female, whatever you are. We're an F1 league. If you race clean and you race fair, what does it matter? You know? Simple as that. As we move on then to the final lap in this race, Sean is your leader and has commanded this Japanese Grand Prix. He had a great battle at the start with F1 Mikey Boy. And Sean, it looks like it's very simple, but I can assure you it most certainly has not been. Commentator said he's a better driver than Max Verstappen and would beat Mikey in a race. I've already beat Mikey in a race. Thank you, though. No offense, Mikey, who's still battling away with that 3-second penalty. He should finish in 4th. As Sean then, through Spoon Curve we go. And the McLaren driver will take all the plaudits for this race, is weaving down towards 130R. The McLaren standing tall here at Suzuka has driven absolutely brilliantly, has soaked up all the pressure. When Ollie made the mistake and other drivers fell back, Sean put his foot down, took what he believed was his, as Sean then rounds the final corner to win the Japanese Grand Prix. Sean Cox comes out on top in Suzuka. CB takes 2nd place with a brilliant strategy, went long on the mediums. People questioned him. He proved what he was doing. 2nd place for CB. Not Brownie will come home in 3rd. Mikey takes 4th with skill issue in 5th. Rigged takes 6th place. Matt Connor will finish in 7th. Ollie Football and Top Fox fighting away through the final chicane. But Ollie Football is going to finish in 9th place here. As Ollie comes across the line then, Top Fox finishes in 8th with Ollie in 9th. Sean, very, very happy in the chat. Congratulations, Sean. What a drive, my friend. Absolutely incredible. Daniel finishes in 10th on track, but Luke will take it due to penalties. TG Rob coming home for 12th place. As Ollie leaves the session, evidently not very happy. Fabian, Blake Zilla, Bat, Jack Plays, Twitch, and D Ghost. We just await them to cross the line now then. What a race it was from Sean. Incredible fight from him. And the McLaren driver takes the win here in Suzuka. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in with me this afternoon for the Japanese Grand Prix. It's a great race for Sean that wins here in Suzuka. If you are new, drop a follow down below. We're on the road to 3,500 followers on TikTok, so make sure you help us get to that milestone. I will be back with you in about 40 minutes for the 2 p.m. social race, so don't go anywhere. Make sure you're following. We'll see you when we see you, and until then, take care and ta-da.